indescribable. How indescribable. To say that it's complete love doesn't even touch it. Doesn't even touch it. To say that it's utter mercy and that you are loved so much that it is unbelievable, that light is your total cheering section, that it has seen every fault and every mistake you have ever made, and it loves you anyhow, is amazing. It's an amazing experience. And then back to that state of wisdom. And I realized, ooh, I had this experience when I was 10, but in a littler way. It's what I've been searching from and for all my life. And suddenly I knew something about my relationship with my mother. And I knew the way in which we had tormented one another was perfect. It was just excellent torment. It really was. And the remarkable part was when I opened my eyes after what seemed like an hour of amazing experience, everything seemed made out of light. High school physics teacher used to say this, I remember. Teacher would knock on the podium and say, "Seems solid, but it's not solid. The space between the molecules is greater than the molecules themselves, and it's all energy in motion, energy in motion. That's actually made out of light." And suddenly, something shifted in the filtering apparatus I could see, all made out of light. And I could see my mother, who was dead, is made out of light. Justin was made out of light. The walls, everything was the same. I look over at Justin. He's sitting across the bed from me. And he opens his eyes. He says, "Mom, the room is filled with light. Can you see it?" And I say, "Yep." And you, Justin, you remember this? Justin says, "It's Grandma's last gift. She's holding open the door to eternity so that we can have a glimpse." And then we sat there by her bed, and he said, "You must be so grateful to her." And you know, it was the first time as a child that I was really and truly, truly grateful. It takes a long time to grow up and see our parents as human beings and not just large nipples off of which we suck. But I did. I did. And what Justin really said is, you had a hard time with her. But he had one of those kind of moments of clear seeing too. He said, you needed to have that hard time to become yourself. You wouldn't be who you were unless she'd given you that hard time. And isn't that the truth? The world is so amazing that way, that even in our hardship and our difficulty, there are gifts that we ourselves could never plan. And to me, healing, in part, is when we're able to get beyond the pain and the difficulty and say, I'm grateful for it. I learned from this. This was tremendous. In the end, it all comes down really to one thing. And that is, it comes down to love. That's it. Mother Teresa said this when a reporter once asked her, why is it that we take human birth? She said, we're here only to give and to receive love. That's what healing is. That's what spirituality is. I think spirituality and healing are the same thing. The fact that spirituality and love actually create the condition in our body where curing can happen is an amazing thing. But sometimes we look too much to the cure, and we forget curing is temporal. See, it disappears when the body goes. But my sense is that healing is immortal. It's eternal because we're immortal and eternal. We're part of something that never dies. My mother promised to return and haunt me, which in fact she does. And I'm going to leave you with one little healing story, because every time you in your own mind think back to something that touched you, something that moved you, you are creating the conditions in your body for curing to happen. It won't always happen, but sometimes it will. But you are remembering the feeling of healing and setting yourself up to do more of the same. Remember Ivan Pavlov of the dogs and the bells? He was dying of a widespread bacterial infection in the days before Era 1 medicine, no antibiotics. He was so sick that his doctor said, "Say goodbye, most likely you're going this very night." He then sent his assistant on the strangest mission. It was really amazing. He said, "Take this bucket, go down to the river and find a sunny spot and dig up a bucket of warm mud." Assistant brings back a bucket of warm mud. Here's Pavlov. He's dying, so weak he can hardly move, hands in the mud, making mud pies, and a blissful look on his face. Now, think of the neuropeptides accompanying this. Think of this. Blissful look on his face. A few hours later, his fever breaks, and he recovers. So the assistant, when he's well enough, is eager to find out what happened. Pavlov said, "Here is what happened. I thought if I could recreate the most loving, connected memory of my whole life, if it was possible to put my body in that state of healing," really, he didn't say it in exactly these words, but put the body in the state of healing, then if curing was going to happen, it could happen. And so he said my mother used to do her laundry in that river. And when he was little, the mom would put him on the banks of the river, and as she did the wash, she'd sing songs and tell stories to the little boy. And that brought back all of those memories. And healing is really a feeling. You all know that healing feeling in your own body of when your heart opens and your defenses drop and you're grateful to be alive and you're grateful for the moment. And you know Mother Teresa was right. We're here to give and to receive love. And for me, it's really a kick that modern medicine and science are finally figuring this all out. But you know what? It's frosting on the cake. It's worth loving even if it wasn't good for your health. So thank you so much. I so enjoyed spending this time with you.
Stay tuned for a special bonus segment with Dr. Joan Borisenko.
One of the most common sources of tension is sitting at your office, whether at home or in the workplace, working on the computer, writing notes, and by the end of the day, it feels like your neck and shoulders have about set in concrete. But it doesn't have to be that way. When you become aware of the tension building up, a series of really short exercises can help to relax you and also to bring you back to your center so you can go back to work feeling much more creative. Here's how they go. To begin, sit up straight and begin to focus on your breathing. Put your hands on your knees and now inhale and stretch back, feeling the stretch from the base of the spine to the top of the head, stretching only as much as you're really comfortable doing. Now exhale and drop your chin to your chest. Just let it all go. Once again, inhale and stretch up and back, feeling the stretch from the base of the spine to the top of the head, as languorous as a cat. And now exhale, rounding your back and dropping your chin to your chest. One more time. Inhale, stretch back, feel the stretch, base of the spine to the top of the head. And now exhale, round your back and drop your chin to your chest. That's great. Now come on back to center, and we're going to work out some of that tension in the neck. Begin by breathing in, and now exhale and drop your chin to your chest. Now let the breathing just happen all by itself at its own pace, and feel the stretch to the back of your neck. Just enjoy the sense of your neck letting go. Now inhale and bring your head back to center. Exhale and drop it back, leaving your mouth open. And as your head relaxes back, just feel the stretch to your throat. And every time you breathe, as you exhale, you can just let go a little bit more. Bring your head back to center now. Inhale, exhale, and drop your head to your right shoulder. Only as far as is comfortable. Feeling the gradual stretch on the left side of your neck. And as you breathe, you can feel your right cheek begin to soften. And now bring your head back to center. Breathe in. Exhale and drop your head to the left. Breathing naturally now. Focus on the feeling of the stretch in the right side of your neck. And you can feel your left cheek become soft. Now bring your head back to center. And we're going to do some shoulder shrugs, 3 to the back and 3 to the front. Begin by inhaling and lifting your shoulders all the way up to your ears, rotating them in back of you, exhaling and dropping your shoulders. And do 2 more shoulder shrugs to the rear at your own pace. And now we're going to reverse those. Inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears again, and this time rotate your shoulders forward and drop them in front of you, and bring them back up, and complete 2 more shoulder shrugs at your own pace. Now we're going to begin a brief massage of the neck, arms, and fingers. To begin, take your left hand and place it around the back of your neck on the right side, and just gradually knead your way down your arm. Do this mindfully, with as much care and attention as you would give to your only child. When you get to your hands, massage first your thumb, and then each finger in turn. If you've been typing or writing, this feels especially good. When you've massaged the last finger, just take a minute, bring your hands to your lap, close your eyes, and compare the sensation in the right arm and hand that have been massaged to that of the left. See what a tremendous difference it makes. Now repeat the self-massage on the other side, taking your right hand and massaging down your left shoulder, arm, and hand. Once again, when you get to the hand, massage your thumb, and then each finger in turn. The index, middle finger,
ring finger, and then the pinky. And that's it. Take a nice deep breath. Take a minute to really sense the change that this brief set of exercises has brought about in your body. And now you can go back to work feeling refreshed.